and that is going to be Ernest. So before I make Ernest introduce himself, go out there, share the feed. We are about 4 minutes late. Forgive us. Let's do this. So go out there, share the feed, let everyone know that, hey, those guys are back again. And I promise you it's going to be an interesting one. And so, Ernest, can you introduce yourself?
Okay, so my name is Ernest Eklu. I'm an IT personnel. I'm also a realtor because I run an apartment, a beach house property. So
Okay.
I'm more or less a man of many things. I mean, I do a few things. I'm also into language interpretation. Well, I don't marriage thing that I know.
Right.
Marriage is beautiful. I've seen my mentors who are having a good time in their marriages, and I look up to people like this. Friends, I have older friends who are married and all that. I look up to it. Marriage is beautiful. I see it as a union between a man and a woman for companionship, procreation, and a whole lot of things.
Yeah.
Yes, myself, of course, definitely it's something that I have interest in as well. Yes, that one day I'll have a beautiful family, and then you have that. Though there are challenges, but you hope to work things together, communicate things together, and then grow together.
Okay. Awesome. Chrissy, do you have any question for Ernest yet?
Not now.
Okay. Okay. So, Ernest, so what have I don't know if you currently in a relationship or not, but that's besides the point. But what do you think you need to, or in which ways do you think you need to prepare yourself, right, to get ready for marriage? So, I mean, in whichever time you think that you're preparing to get married, what do you think you need to do to get ready for that?
Okay, so in the Ghanaian society, as a Ghanaian, outside or basically in Europe and the States, it's easier for people who are quite young to get married, even at the age of 22 and thereabout. But over here, things are a bit different. I mean, looking at the, economic situation, standard of living, the time that you get to finish school, the time that you get a job, the time that you get, to have an apartment of your own and all that. So things are a bit different. I think it's key that before you look up into marriage, you first need to be able to take care of yourself, make sure that you're okay as an individual. If you are not okay, you don't need to add your burden to someone's burden. That's how I see it. I mean, you need to be mentally okay, physically okay, and then psychologically, emotionally, you need to be okay. Sometimes people who are not happy, and they tell themselves that when I marry, I'll be happy. But I feel like no, that is not the case. You need to be happy first yourself before. You can also find someone, and then you can build that happiness together, or you can be happy together.
Okay. So
I don't know if I answered the question.
Yeah, right. So basically, in terms of happiness, you getting yourself happy before you get married, and you ensuring that you are okay in all facets of life before you go in. So yeah, that's fine. Now, what is your expectation of your future spouse today? In your mind, that is, if the person doesn't exist already. If the person exists already, what was the criteria with which you went in? But if not, what do you think are the characteristics of your future spouse?
Okay, so well, currently I'm not in a relationship. I was in, but a few things, and sometimes you just have to respect each other's opinion, and then allow pathways or in a mutual way. So it was more of we all okay. It's not it's not going to work out, so let's just go. But to choose a life partner, look, I'm not the looks kind of matter, but I don't put looks first. I'm not the
Okay.
kind of person who puts looks first. First of all, I look at someone that I could call a friend. I mean, I look
Okay.
at friendship, yes, basically, because there's a saying that love will fade at some point in time. But
Okay.
when there is friendship in between you, you still see yourself as friends when the
Okay.
love starts to fade. I don't know how true that is, but I mean, based on based on what I hear with, I mean, a few of my friends and all that, I get to learn from them, and then I get to understand that this is the situation. So
Okay.
I look at someone that I could connect with on that friendship level,
Okay.
and then um, the friendship level is first.
Okay.
Communication, someone I can communicate with, and that
Okay.
also counts. When someone is your friend, you find it easy to communicate about a lot of things. A lot
Right.
of things. We should be able to communicate on a lot of things. I also have the belief that no one is perfect, and then once each and everyone is ready to become a better version of their self,
Okay.
then we are in a good place.
Okay.
I'm that kind of person who always wants to become a better version. So
Okay.
if there is a problem and you bring it to my attention, okay, yes, oh wow, how can we fix it?
Okay.
It's true that, sorry, I'm a sweater, so sometimes I get to sweat. I
That's
mean, I hope
fine.
that's fine. Yes,
That's
okay.
fine. Yeah.
So um as I said, I like to become a better version of myself. So we
Right.
want to communicate things. It's also true that sometimes people's background and where they are from influence their actions and things.
Yeah.
I mean, I always say there's a reason behind every action that people take. There's always a reason
Right.
behind it. And sometimes it's influenced by their background, where they are coming from, who they
Right.
listen to, who they were watching us growing up, and all that. So changing these things, you need to look at those things and then see how best you can work around it,
Okay.
basically.
That's awesome. That's deep. Yeah, Prissy, I think you have something to.
Okay, so I heard you say that you have to be friends with that person, and that is what will sustain the relationship. But then,
Yeah.
even out of relationship, sometimes you have friends that you are very close to them, but things happen, and then the friendship breaks away. Like you can no longer be friends. So, in that case, when you marry, and there is that sort of misunderstanding because you don't always agree with somebody.
Yeah.
And so some people marry people who they haven't been friends with, and it works. And there are others who marry people they are friends with, but they end up breaking up. So I don't know how you are going to manage such a situation. Like maybe the person was your friend, and then all of a sudden you come to find out that there is a certain principle that you thought it never came up before, but after the marriage, this thing came up and it is breaking down the communication and everything. How do you handle that?
Wow, this is an interesting one and a big one. Interesting one and a big one. But one thing that communication, as I said, is also key. So as much as there's friendship, we should be able to communicate. Um, it's true. There are sometimes that some things come up along the way that you get, wow, how come I didn't see this?
Yeah.
I mean, it may be the past of the person that may be influencing the current situation. But you see, if it's the past, I believe the past is past. Because even in the Bible, it says that when someone is new, I mean, the past is gone, the person is a new being altogether. So I'm not that kind of person who like to judge someone on their past. Now,
Okay.
if there's a situation at hand, is it workable?
Okay.
That's the most important thing. Can we work around it? Friendship, yes. There's also a saying that for life is for life. I mean, once we are in it, I mean, we need to see how we are going to work it to the end. It's not to just jump and end along the way. It's a difficult decision to say that I want to marry you. It's a very difficult thing, and it's not something that you just say just like that. Yesterday, I was with some friends, and they were like, on social media, they have guys just DMing them, and some of them just DM and say, "I want to marry you," without anything out. I'm like, how? I mean, it doesn't work like that. Just like that, even without any, with how do you call it? They don't build or warm up the relationship. No, nothing, and then just like that.
Yeah.
So you don't even know anything about the person, which I believe is very, very wrong. You need to know the person, have communication, and then work things out. Above all, forgiveness is key. I mean, sometimes I look at some people who, I may be wrong, who have separated, divorce, and I feel like, well, sometimes someone is not ready to forgive. Probably that is why it ended up like that. But if we all have the heart of forgiveness, the world should be a better place.
Okay, so I'll come to that forgiveness part. That is a good one. We have comment from Makosia. She says that no one prepares for marriage, in my view. You can read, work towards it, etc. People evolve and life is uncertain. It's simply two people who never give up on each other. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
that's a good one. And then she says again that simply, in my view, there is no formula for marriage. Two people, in my view, who put their focus on being together. Yeah, and I agree. That's
I
right.
agree too. I agree too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two people, whatever
If
the
you-
situation, they decide that, yeah, it's you or no one else. Focus on making it work, and it works. Now, with regards to the forgiveness, do you think that, can you see yourself at a point where you think something in particular is unforgivable? You cannot just get over it, and that would be a deal breaker in your marriage. Do you ever think that something of that sort is possible?
Well, you can never say never. And also, yes, I look at one thing. I kind of look at is more of actions, and then the meaning of love. If I believe that if you truly love someone, there is no way you would want to hurt the person. No way you would want to hurt the person. There are some decisions that if you truly love someone, you would think twice before taking them. And some are really, really hard. And I think love should be able to, you should factor love when taking some decisions. And when that is done, when there's love in the relationship, I believe it should work out. I'm also here to learn. I'm learning a lot.
Yeah, so let me pin you there.
Yeah.
So let's say that you have a spouse,
Okay,
right?
okay.
Who, and as per your principles, if the person really considers love and really loves you, they wouldn't do certain things, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you have a spouse who goes against that and goes to do something so wrong, at that point, based on your principle, would you consider that then she didn't love you, and that was why she was able to go do that heinous or grievous whatever?
Well, I don't know what you're talking about. I wish I could know exactly. I mean, an example.
So let me give you a clear example.
Awesome.
Say you agree that if someone truly loves you in the marriage context, that person wouldn't go out there and be promiscuous, right?
Yes.
Now, so if someone does that, the assumption is that the person really didn't consider the love bit of it, and the person really has betrayed the love.
Yeah.
Now, at that point in time, as per your principles, then that person didn't love you.
Well, yes.
Yeah. Now, at that point, is that person worthy of your forgiveness?
Yes, I mean,
for lack of a better way to express it.
Yes. I mean, forgiveness is key in all aspects. I always say, even your enemies, you should forgive them. And I pray for long life for my enemies, because, I mean, there are greater things to happen. And it's good that they live long to even see the good works of God. So I don't wish people bad. I mean, if my partner should even go wrong, definitely I would want to forgive. Forgiveness is key. But the fact that you are forgiving that person doesn't mean that you would. This looks like a contradiction, but
I was waiting
exactly,
for that side.
it's like a contradiction, but it depends. as I said, sometimes we have.
Yeah, you can carry on.
Okay, so it depends. There could be that thing that a person that, but most likely, I would want to understand what influenced that decision. Sometimes you may have a wrong picture. Sometimes you are seeing this, but it's actually not what you think. It doesn't mean I'm a fool, but I also want to listen to you and then what you have to say. At least clear yourself, explain yourself, and let me make meaning out of it.
Okay, so from my understanding, you want to feel that, for instance, like somebody going out to cheat on you, the person could have a good reason for doing that, right?
Yes, a good reason for doing that. Yes, a good
Yes.
reason for doing that. Exactly.
You think so? Okay.
Not a good wait. Well, this is a bit tricky.
Because
I'll
you
be
want to
caught
sit
up.
and discuss and find out why the person did that. So it means
Okay.
that there could be a good reason why somebody could go out.
I wouldn't say a good reason, but there may be a reason. It may just not be good, but there could be a reason. It may just not be good, but there may be a reason, because there's always a reason. So I'll value the reason and see why would she actually. But most likely, it will end up that the reason wasn't really as good as I thought it was.
Okay. All right. But honestly, for me, I feel that if somebody wants a reason to do something wrong, they will always find one. If they want to do the right thing, they will find a good reason for that.
That's true.
All right. Is this van is completely gone?
Oh.
All right. So, going by your principle, before you said that love will fade. The reason why I felt you were contradicting yourself was that you said, from what you've heard from friends, love can fade in a relationship, and what can sustain you in friendship is friendship, right?
Well, yeah.
Yes. So if you are saying that if the person loves you, the person will not do so and so, what if that love has faded?
Because the love has faded, that's why the person is doing that very thing.
Yes, if you are going by your principle.
Well, this is a difficult one. The love has faded, and because of that, the person is going outside to do whatever the person wants to do.
So
okay,
I would rather reword it. I want to say that love is not something we feel. It is we consciously love. So love will not fade. Maybe emotions will dwindle, but love is we consciously love. We use our mind, our emotions, our intellect to love. So I don't agree with the love fading. The love will continually be there unless the person doesn't want to love you.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
so,
true.
Yeah, sorry, I lost out a bit. Someone
Sorry.
came in, and because I use my phone, then it cuts me out of the feed.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. I see you guys have been enjoying yourself. I see some comments here. Let me read it, and then we go on. So, Akosia says that life is a gift and privilege. There is nothing unforgivable. It's about sustaining of your life as grace sustains us. That's interesting. You can forgive, and death might be the end result. However, you can stay and blossom. You can forgive, or it's a matter of choice. Okay, I guess as I was away, you guys were talking a lot about some forgiveness stuff here, right? Okay. Then courage says that word, love will not fade, emotions will. Professor of love, Mrs. Jiga, thank you. Anyway, yeah. So just joining in the conversation, I guess the last thing Prissy was saying was about the love bit, vanishing, and Prissy saying that if it's really love, it wouldn't vanish. What might vanish is the emotions, the butterflies, and all that. Yeah, you feel. Right. Okay. So Prissy, do you have any question before I come in?
No, you can carry on.
Okay, good. So, Ernest, it's because I came in late now, there is a twist, but that's fine. My question here is that, assuming you go into a relationship, right? And I know you are very heavy on the forgiveness thing, right? You go into a relationship and someone keeps repeating something. You keep forgiving. 70 times 7, you forgiving. Do you think it's possible for you at a point to run out of your forgiveness credit?
This is a difficult one, but I mean, you shouldn't run out of forgiveness. No, I don't think you should run out of forgiveness.
Wow.
No, yes, no, I don't think so.
Okay. And does forgiveness necessarily mean you will continue to stay with the person, or you can actually forgive the person and move on?
Yes, I could actually forgive the person and actually move on. But yes,
okay.
I would forgive the person. So it could be this way, that someone could have a problem that it keeps repeating, that I realize that no, this is difficult for me to actually
deal with.
If it's something that I can't, then I would have to move on. But it's important to understand that everybody needs help, and probably that person also needs help. So it's important that once in a while you get to see, if possible, if the person is ready to listen, you could talk to the person and let the person know that this and this is actually a big problem that is going to affect you moving on. So if you could work on it, this would actually help you. If the person is ready to listen, then that's good.
Okay, so do you believe in marital vows? When you go stand before the priest and you say, for better, for worse, till death do you part, do you think there is a caveat to that?
Well, I feel like all those things are just sayings. People just say people just say them. Yes, I personally think people just say them. Sometimes people say them without actually knowing what it entails. But it's more about conscience. I mean, having that conscience that as much as you have said those things, I mean, and your wife is sick, why? I mean, it will be painful and hurtful to see that person and say, because of this condition, I can't be with you again and I want to go. But it should be more of understanding between both of us. That this is it, this is the situation. Probably my wife has a condition and she can't put to bed or something. I mean, it's a situation that we all need to accept. How do we go about it? Is adoption, will adoption be, I mean, an option? Should a second wife be an option? What are you cool with? But all the same, you are still my wife. I still need to love you and respect you as my first wife or my wife.
Did you say what?
No, ask my wife. No, it's based on communication and what we all agree on. If she's not okay with it, with me marrying, then I need to respect that a decision and then find another way out, maybe an adoption or surrogacy or something. Definitely, there's going to be a way out. But let's say she's not able to satisfy sex. It's bad that she cannot be able to satisfy you sexually. I mean, we have to understand, you know what, darling, this is the situation. I still love you. I love you. And there's nothing going to change that. But you know what? I want to marry a second wife so that we can all be happy.
Oh, but you even mentioned darling before saying that. So you even...
Yes.
Oh,
I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's bad personally to have
go ahead.
To marry more than one. Reason being that I look at the Bible. I mean, people who have been in the Bible. I mean, there are prophets who married more than one, and I don't see it as a crime in the Bible to marry more. But now things have changed.
No. So go ahead. I'll come in. Go ahead. Yeah.
Things have changed, and it's more like one woman, one man thing now. One man, one woman.
When did things change?
So when did things change? I mean, in this generation, I mean, it's something that when you even want to go for a second wife, it's more like you are cheating and all that. It's something even by law. I mean, the law doesn't accept polygamy. Yes, so yes, the law doesn't even accept polygamy. But tradition is okay with it to marry more than one. Yes.
Okay, so I don't want to sound all religious, so let me put the question this way. So, assuming you are eyeing someone now, should the person keep in mind that you might marry a second wife?
No, I won't.
No, but from what you're saying, if a situation arises that demands that, then your spouse should understand, and then you can go ahead, right?
Yeah. So let me put it this way: you are it's that bad. I mean, it's a problem. Probably you can't even satisfy your husband sexually. I would rather prefer that you are aware in the known that I'm having a second wife, rather than passing behind you and cheating on you.
Okay.
I wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah, so a question.
Okay.
So assuming the wife also
Yes,
thinks
that's
that
exactly
you are unable to fulfill your obligations, is she also free to have a second husband?
Well, so if we can't do anything about it, I mean, why not? If there's nothing that can be done about it medically, then I mean, yeah, sure.
So are you willing to be a first husband and your wife going for a second husband?
You know, it doesn't work in that category. I mean, I've not seen where in the Bible a woman married more than one man. I haven't seen that. Maybe there are cases like that. I don't know.
Okay. So hold on. Let me try to get the basics right.
Okay.
Would you say the Bible is your foundation for every relationship you want to go into?
I'm someone who picks lessons from them.
Also, so you might want to pick and choose where it fits.
No, it's not picking and choose where it fits. If I get the lesson there that it's not done, yes. I mean, I would, because I know the Bible is, I mean, a book that is more of history. We learn from it as well.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. So this is what we're going to do because of the time. Let me read the comments and then I'll come in. So, Akosia says, if you love the person, you are willing to change, not because she is your wife or baby mama, etc. Then someone says the first wife. Akosia says that marriage vows are to be held in high esteem. Once it's breached by once, it means the importance of the vows are waned. However, it depends on the compromise of both partners. As I said earlier, there is a choice between life and death. Then Akosia says again that simply leave the partner and go for the one you desire, Ernest. Life and death. Then Emmanuel says that Ernest uses the Bible when he sees him. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do, Ernest.
Yes.
Right? If the Bible is really, I mean, like you've mentioned, you depend on it as and when to really pick something from it. We are going to have you again next week, right? And what we're going to do is to take this issue you brought up about having a second wife and all, go through the Bible, see what the Bible has to say, and then we'll hear your take on them, right?
Wow, that would be cool. Well, I'm also here to learn, actually. So it's interesting. We are all learning.
Exactly.
Interesting
and this is what this my expectation is for. Like the expectation part of the event is just to have the youth come around, share their minds, genuinely what they are thinking, and then we can have a discussion on that. So this is really awesome. I am really, really happy at where the discussion is going, and I can't wait for next week, right?
Awesome.
So thank you so much for joining us all too soon. I mean, we are even 5 minutes beyond time.
Yes.
We really enjoyed this one. And so next week, hey, viewers out there, it's going to be awesome next week. You don't want to miss it. Akosia is saying that I believe if you are polygamous, you need to tell the woman, let her choose to stay or not. Yeah, it's going to be awesome next week. So don't miss it for anything. So thank you all for joining us today. As usual, always remember that no two relationships are the same. Make a date with us next week as NS joins us again. Have a nice one. Cheers and bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah.